Hey guys, so this is a part 2 of the former Games Workshop employees' horror stories.
Yeah, so our friend said he was going to do a part 2, but then he never did, because he isn't really focusing on YouTube anymore. He's more doing like TikTok stuff, and he's actually done really, really well. In the past couple of months, he's got like 2 channels with over 10,000 followers, so well done you, but he's kind of given up on YouTube. So he has. So look, we're going to continue on. He did send us this thread. I think it's a lot of fun. Let's just jump into it.
Not an employee, but I've seen and heard my fair share. The parent pointing out the Emperor's Children defiler labelled in the store's cabinet. Try sounding it out without knowledge. There is a faction called Emperor's Children.
Yeah, actually, I've never... Yeah,
it sounds a bit...
sounds a bit bad, but honestly, defilers are one of the coolest models about. Pity they're not actually like... Well, I don't know, I haven't played the tabletop in a long time, so maybe they're better than what they were. But they are really cool looking models, guys.
The kid called Steve. Now, Steve kind of had a bit of a temper problem, and maybe wasn't all there. I went to school with him too. He would frequently lose games and or misinterpret rules and get very angry to the point of smashing his own models. Oh. At least they're his own models.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, like that's a wee bit that really annoys me. Like,
damage your own. Don't touch mine.
I don't mind. You know, the thing is, like, I don't mind people that... a lot of people I've come in contact with have some issues and they're not able to control their emotions very well. Mm-hmm. And I try and be as patient with them as possible. Mm-hmm. But if you start trying to break stuff, that's
not yours.
That to me is like you need to really check yourself. You know,
this would get him banned from the store. Now, this store had quite a high turnover and staff, so Steve would wait for new staff to appear, wander in, and ask them what day their game nights was. Staffer invites him to, and the whole process begins again. Maybe this guy was smarter than he let on.
They always tend to be.
Yeah, they always tend to be. If it's something they want,
they can pull it off.
They can pull it off.
Yeah.
The staff member who caught... What? The staff member who was caught wanking over dwarf troll slayers in the back?
I mean,
right, who was it, lads? Which one of you?
Look, guys, I'm sorry.
Fucking one of you!
Disgusting! Honestly, though, like, let's be serious. Like, dwarf Giga Chad, if I'm going to be jacking to something, at least I may as well make it like some Gachimuchi-esque Giga Dwarf. I can't believe I'm actually saying that. But yeah, if you go to date, at least make it like, you know, why am I even trying to judge? Just keep going, guys. Like, keep going.
A guy known as Stressed John.
I mean, like, I feel like I'm stressed
James at the minute. Yeah. A guy known as Stressed John, so named as he always looked on edge. Like, you wouldn't be surprised to see him in a clock tower with a sniper rifle one day.
Okay, I'm not that bad. Seriously, I'm not that. I'm nothing like that.
Now, one day, John had just finished a game against his opponent, and said opponent, who was like twice the size of him, either through malice or carelessness, drops the lid of his case on John's army. John proceeds to attempt to beat the living shit out of this other guy.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, that's really nasty. Like, see, this is the type of stuff that...
If it was an accident, though...
If it's an accident, I would still be really angry. It's like, could you actually watch yourself, man?
Yeah.
Like, seriously, there's no need, like, just no need for that.
I know,
don't think.
Like, there's a lot of money on this table. Yeah. No need to be throwing stuff about.
It's not just the money that gets me, it's also the amount of
time and effort you do to make the models, paint the models.
Make them look good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
a guy known as Dogshit Dave, he was asked straight up by the staff one day if he'd been bathing in sewage.
I mean, sometimes you just gotta ask, though. Like...
All I can remember for now. Some others might come back to the forefront of my memory a bit later.
You know, that's one thing I've actually kind of noticed. So, I went to a place where they play war games. It's not like a game store or anything, it's more like a club.
Yep.
And it smelled a lot nicer than before COVID.
Did it?
Yeah, it actually did. Like, you know, before, okay, it never actually, like, smelled. But you know what I mean? It smelled like...
There was a musk.
Yeah, it smelled like a big group of, like, fellas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, you walk in
just a big bunch of lads.
Yeah, exactly. So,
just
you know,
there's a musk.
There is a musk. You know, and that is one thing I think I've noticed. They are getting better. You know, so that's nice.
That's good. Worked for GW close to 10 years. Here's some of the highlights. A child took a shit in the floor. Child's own mother complained that we needed to clean it up because that wasn't sanitary for us just to leave it there. And she just cruised out, not giving a shit.
You know what the thing is? That's actually kind of sad. No, that's not even.
Who just lets their child take a dump on the floor and just be like, you clean it? Old man seeing the battle mat grass on the front intro table asked us how much for us to resurface a snooker table. When I explained that what we actually do, he threatened to sue us for false advertising. What? Had a staff member who had a poor grasp of spelling and punctuation. He was the only person I've ever seen who would put a space before the period at the end of a sentence. Like this. After I had to fire him for misconduct, getting into a fist fight in the store with another staff member and bullying other staff, he wrote a complaint letter to HQ, posing as a kid, saying I sexually harassed his mother, bullied him and his friends, and discriminated against him, and I should be fired. Every sentence, however, was punctuated like this. I showed the evidence to the area manager, who wrote him back saying, "We're so sorry you went through that. If you and your mother could please come to HQ, we would gladly gift you $200 worth of products as a gesture of goodwill." Needless to say, that went unclaimed.
Well, look, that could have ended really poorly, though.
Yeah, really poorly.
That could have went really bad. Not
a Games Workshop employee, but I worked at an independent retailer during the late noughties. That was a horror by itself. We don't have an official GW store, and shipping was super expensive, so people bought from us. Until, of course, GW made us jack up the prices. People would show up with full armies while we hadn't sold inventory for months. It was way cheaper for them.
Honestly, yeah. See, that's the thing. Why would you actually buy anything from Games Workshop whenever all independent retailers sell? Well, in the UK, everything's 20% off from independent retailers. Yeah. So why on earth would you? Why do they even do that?
I know.
And then eBay. There's so many options on eBay, and check out our store. We got you covered, man. We got you covered. Don't you worry.
Another horror story was one child got dropped off for a tournament day in the morning. We played the tournament, spent time painting, etc. The store was about to close and no parent to pick up this kid. It was a one-employee shop, so I had to call my boss and tell him what's up. He drives down ASAP so I wouldn't stay alone with the child. This kid tries to call his mum, no answer. Calls his dad, no answer. The store closes at 6, and this was 8 at this point. We bought him dinner, and I played a few more games with him while my boss was trying to work things out with the police. Sometime around 9:30, his mum shows up and picks him up. No thank you, no nothing. We asked what happened, and she said, "Oh, nothing, I just didn't want to make the drive to come pick him up at 6. It was a 15-minute drive, maybe 20 if you struggle to find parking."
This video is just making me depressed.
That's now. So sad.
Yeah.
That is so sad.
And I thought this video was going to be like fun and really mad stories about.
At least he was left decent people.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
imagine if he wasn't.
He could have just been like, we're shutting up, lock up, shut
Not even
down.
that. Imagine if it was like.
Yeah, exactly. But
and the mother didn't care.
Yeah, let's do a fun story.
Yeah,
because I just don't want to do any more depressing stuff.
Not me, but a friend. He got loads of great horror stories. Apparently one day, a confused old man came into the store wanting his shoes fixed.
What is it with boomers and not having any idea what the store is for?
I know.
It's like, you want a snooker table resurface, you want to clean... And it does say workshop, so I suppose...
Well, I suppose you can't get it mixed up.
Well, they've changed the name now. It's now just Warhammer on top of the...
He did not really care that they told him that he had to go somewhere else. Just dropped them and told them he needed them done by Thursday. One of his co-workers had to run after the guy and give him back his shoes.
See, this is something about boomers. I almost appreciate their level of just... What's the right word for it? They just...
Lack of...
It's like, yeah.
Awareness and lack of...
It's like...
caring, honestly.
Ouija, do as I say.
Yeah.
Go, shoe now, shoe.
Their store was quite close to a frozen yogurt place. So every once in a while, a mentally handicapped guy came and smeared their display windows happily with it.
Oh, R1 died recently. There was a...
What?
You remember the guy? He's got something wrong with him.
Oh, and yeah.
So there was this guy that would wander about our time, and he would always go into the McDonald's.
He was
really harmless.
He was harmless, and he would just run about and shout to you across the street, "Right, mate? What about you? You doing all right?" But God love him.
No, he would go in, and he would always buy McFlurries from McDonald's, and he would talk to the staff. So that's what his morning would be. He would go to the McDonald's, he would buy a McFlurry, and...
walk around the shopping centre, and then walk to Tesco's.
And the thing was, he lived in a different time, and it was like, it's a fair,
fair distance,
fair 5 5-6 mile walk. You know what I mean? And he would do that every day.
Every day.
I think
and everybody knew him.
I think he was just lonely, though.
Oh.
I think he was just lonely.
This turned into a depressing video.
Why is it like this?
But mostly he said it was just annoying kids fighting for attention while he was paid to do nothing to work under a scummy boss he regularly stole from the shop.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh, and their cult-like indoctrination. Apparently, when they were trained to target children specifically, had a catalogue of phrases they were required to use or avoid, and were monitored at all times on their sales statistics, behaviour, etc.
So, guys, I got this thing, right? Do you guys want to be part of, like, something big? Like, I'm working on something, right? And if you guys want to be part of something, like, we're building a community here, and all you gotta do is buy some models from us.
I'm so proud of this community.
And all you gotta do, so if you just buy models, so the more models you buy, the higher rankings you get. You know what I mean? The higher you get up on the charts. You know what I mean? And so all you gotta do is just buy.
Show me your V-Bucks.
Yeah. So just buy, and, like, you know, maybe someday you can be killed like me. Unironically, guys, go check out the website. Also, if you guys want, I could probably start a cult. It would be kind of cool.
Psst. Hey, lean in closer. This is fucking ASMR channel now. You know it's pretty fucking based. Titties. Go see titties. Lots of titties.
All the titties.
Go over to the website, check out all the models. You guys know the score. We have some really nice looking models over there. And we have a lot of...
It's sci-fi gothic?
Yeah.
Let's call them sci-fi gothic.
And if models isn't your shit, we have loads of subclasses and we keep adding them every other week or so. We add a lot.
We got a lot.
Look, we've got big brains. We add shit. Oh. But yes, go over to the website, check out everything. If you haven't subscribed, what the fuck you doing? Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell as well, and let's get back to the video. Every week we're going to be doing a giveaway of the new pinup model of the month, or if models isn't your thing, all of our homebrew content. If you want to be in with a chance to win the giveaway, all you need to do is subscribe. That's it. Hit the subscribe button. That's it.
Do it now.
But last week's winner was this guy. Well done! Yay! Round of applause. Everybody stands up and claps. But enough of that. Let's get back to the video. I used to frequent a GW sponsored store through the early mid-90s to play Magic the Gathering. Around the time Arabian Nights and Antiques were played regularly. Smoking was allowed in the store at the time, and someone tossed their cig into the trash can. I think it was stomped out and caused the store
Why?
catch fire during a tournament. Every now and then I get a flashback image of looking back at the long table strewn with mocks, Black Lotus, and workshops as the fire leapt across all the stacks of paper and books. The entire building was burnt.
So, I don't know anything about Magic the Gathering, and I don't know what Mox is, and I don't know what Workshop is, but I do know Black Lotus is, like, a hyper-expensive card.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth in, like, the tens of thousands, if not more,
God.
apparently. I've never played Magic the Gathering, never even looked at getting into it.
Now, I have put a fig into, like, an outside bin before, and I walked past it, like, an hour later, and there's, like, people around it, like, with fire extinguishers. I'm thinking, what's that mean? Could have been me.
What?
I had a regular female customer who'd come in, paint, be awesome. She was a great hobbyist and an all-round cool person. One day she came in with a skirt, took her normal seat at the bar on a normal bar stool, painted for a few hours and then left. The kid next to her watched her leave, then pressed his face into the stool and took a long, deep breath, then ran off to the bathroom.
You know the thing
Jesus.
is, like, I would say, no, that's fake. That doesn't actually happen. But I've seen too many videos of people doing that
it
at, like, conventions or
and
anything.
Stuff, yes.
It's absolutely insane. I can't, like, I would say I can't believe this stuff happens, but there's too much video evidence of
it's gross.
it happens. So don't do this, guys.
Yeah, don't do it.
Please don't. Please.
I worked at a games workshop about 6 years ago. I was hired by the store manager who got a promotion. He was leaving the location, and when he promoted one of the employees to take his place, and the rest of the staff quit.
Honestly,
I should have run.
Yeah, that's what happens. See, whenever you're working for, like, a horrible company, but you've got, like, a banging manager, and you all work together, it's great. But once you get someone, if you have a bad manager and it's a bad overall company,
it's terrible.
You need to leave. That's one thing I stuck about for 3 years after all that, and it was the worst decision of my life.
I know. I should have run, but I wanted a fun job. Ended up being under the most incompetent, backstabbing liar. He was stealing from the till, give everyone his login so that when we rang out customers, it was all under him. Turns out he was also blaming the short tills and the fuck-ups inventory. He was stealing products on me. I also was not allowed to use the employees only restroom because I was the only female. I had to have someone to cover me. No one was there but me until the last hour of my shift. Also a big no-no, so I could walk and use the public mall restrooms. I was sent to a special training in Baltimore where my 15 plus years of retail experience was all wrong, and I was constantly made to play out fake scenarios where I was told I did everything wrong, no matter how hard I tried.
To be fair, Games Workshop is a very, very different sort
retail
of
setting.
Now, there is some stuff that you could definitely pull across in any retail setting, but I do think, I get why they have very different practices.
I was the only female there. It was the most horrible place to work. I hate the whole company because of it. I will never make a hobby a job again. They called and apologised months later, but it was a little too late.
Yeah, honestly, that's kind of ridiculous.
I've never seen a woman working in a Games Workshop.
No, I've never.
Never.
No, I've never. We've been to quite a few, so we have now.
I've never.
Anytime.
I've never actually even seen a woman.
No,
in a Games Workshop.
We have. The last time we were up, I remember we were in the one in Belfast, and this was a while back. This would have been 2018. The last time we went into it. And if I remember, there was a guy and his girlfriend there as well.
Oh.
And I remember them talking, and I do think she was like doing something with it.
Yeah.
Like, she was interested to a certain extent. Like,
but no, I've never seen a female worker.
No, I've never seen
neither have
I. But yeah, that's just ridiculous, to be honest with you. But again, am I shocked by any of these things?
Nope.
No, that sounds about right. Let's be serious.
Former employee for over 10 years. Where to begin? At one of the first grand tournaments, I witnessed a player I was judging get so irate he yelled, "Hit this!" and whipped his little friend out and lay it on the table.
You know what?
Is that a beast move though?
I think that's kind of beast.
Is that intimidating the other opponents?
Honestly, see, when it comes to 40k players are so different from goal players in their mentality, their mindset, how they play, and I feel like this is why I have a lot of this is why people would consider me a problem player when it comes to D&D, because I come from a wargaming background. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So because I look at it from a wargaming background, and there's a very different there's a different way of carrying yourself in the way the guys get on. Whereas I feel like a lot, guys, I'm sorry to say, but when it comes to role players, there's a lot of Soylent types. Would that be fair to say? There's a lot of there's a lot of Soylent type guys, and you have to kind of be a bit more careful. But when it comes to the 40k guys, they're kind of they're kind of a bit more. I like them. I think they're a lot of fun,
Was around in Baltimore when GW had a van retrofitted to carry shelves and shelves of metal bits before everything went plastic. It was great. Had a big old orc on one side and a space marine on the other. The driver would show up at events and sell parts at cheap discounts. That
sounds amazing. That sounds great.
Yeah, it does.
Honestly, that sounds like such a service.
Yeah.
You've no idea. See, before 3D printing, the amount of money I have spent on bits is kind of ridiculous. Even buying them online, it's even then, if you just want one part, it's like £3. Are you guys serious for one? I only want one weapon.
Yeah.
Come on, guys, please.
Then one day it was stolen and never recovered, which means two people who likely don't play have a full van of GW figs.
I mean, if they don't, but again, how are they going to get it sold? They don't know what it is. They probably bend it.
Bend it all.
They probably think it's all worthless.
Speaking of shelves, I was around way back when shelving fell in the casting department. Domino effect. We literally had a sea of metal to our knees. We had to lift them with shovels, dumping them in buckets. For months after that, we just randomly threw parts in with orders and covered the shipping. I was around when one of the staff members got a big wah going and made a kid piss himself in the shop.
I might know this guy.
Same.
I don't. Well, no, there's no point telling the story. We tell the story every time.
Yeah.
There's no point. If you guys don't know the story, watch more of our videos.
Yeah, exactly. I was there for drunk bowling for Forged World. I walked away with around 3,500 models. I hold my alcohol well. That's it for now. I won't go into the White Dwarf ones of others for fear of giving myself up.
They're quite good. I enjoyed them. So I think that's where we're going to end it. What all could we put on this? I do think, so in America and the UK, I feel like GW stores are very different. In the UK, Games Workshop is way more common. It's a way bigger hobby, I think, than D&D and stuff, you know, and
I'm sorry, I just seen one there saying my partner worked at GWHQ. He was off the day that Christopher Lee came in to sign off on the Saruman figure.
Oh,
how disappointed would you be?
That's so sad.
Oh, imagine being off that day, and then you come in and Jeff's like, man, Christopher Lee came in yesterday.
You missed it? What's this about? But yeah, no, what all could we put on this, really? I feel like a lot of these were a bit more depressing than what I wanted.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, look, we all know Games Workshop.
We all know that they're horrible to work for.
Yeah,
they're a horrible company. They're vastly overpriced.
You know, I feel like, you know, I haven't bought anything from Games Workshop in a very, very long time. Well, actually, no, that's telling a lie. I bought some paints last week, so I did. And I'm still using Citadel paints because I know how to paint with them and I don't want to learn.
And they're decent paints as well.
Yeah, they're decent enough. Like, and the washes are actually pretty good and the contrasts are decent, even if they are very expensive.
Yeah.
So, you know, like, and again, I haven't really played 40k in a very long time. I am still kind of looking to get into the Battle of Middle-earth game, you know what I mean? I'm kind of interested in it. I think it would be a bit cool, but I don't know if I've actually got the time because I'm getting more and more into Morkborg, and honestly, I'm way more into role playing these days than I am wargaming.
Yeah.
And I just don't feel like I've really got the time for
to
both. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's one thing I would definitely say is I do feel like wargamers and role players are their hobbies are related, but they're incredibly different people at the core. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah.
And I do think wargamers are just a wee bit mental, and I can't help but enjoy that. And I feel like I'm a bit mental, and I feel like I fit the mold.
You fit the mold of a wargamer, but at heart, you're a role player.
At heart, yeah, I enjoy role playing way more. I feel like
James would walk into like an IRL, like D&D game, and they're all wearing like anime tops, and James rocks up full Adidas tracks and be like, right, mate,
what's up?
What about you?
I'm not that bad, but you guys get it, and I think it's a different culture, and I think it's also to do with wargaming is way more English, it's way more UK, it's a way more British thing, and role playing is American in my view. You know, of course you guys are going to come in and be like, actually wargaming was first done by H.G. Wells, and that is American, but you know, like, let's be honest, Games Workshop was the one that really
they dominated the field of it.
Yeah, they've been dominating for like 30 years now.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, let us know down below, and why don't you check out some of our recent videos? You might find something that you like, and
one
also
like this here,
or
this one like this here, or maybe this playlist over here.
Video. Wow. Also, check out the website to the models and the subclasses. They're pretty base, not gonna lie.
I know, way cheaper than Games Workshop. Just putting that out there.
And hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time we post a video. Oh, and check out our Telegram.
Oh yeah, Telegram.
Yes, check that out. And we'll see you in the next one.
Oh, we've got a special surprise. Check. You guys will find out Wednesday. Megan may be uploading a new video on her channel.
Bye.